Croydon calling. Musicians in the vanguard of the battle against elitism. Nationally, cuts have shattered many young hopes of learning and playing an instrument. The wonders of classical music are increasingly the exclusive territory of the better off. The result is missed talent. But not here.
There should definitely be more ways, like more pathways opened up for self-taught musicians, as well as people who've sort of learnt with a teacher.
I'd say for less economically privileged people, it can be challenging, but generally I feel like there is quite good opportunities for orchestras such as Croydon Youth Orchestra.
I only joined this orchestra about 1 year ago, and before that I wasn't really sure of what I was getting myself into really. But joining it and being part of a community and around a lot of people that love the same thing that I do love doing, it really inspires you to keep going with your instrument and also makes you love it more. So I guess trying something new is never bad.
I think music education is just so important because it's important for growth as well within primary schools, and I think it should be introduced way more. I mean, it is quite prominent now, but I think there needs to be more in primary schools.
Yeah, and some people do miss out, I guess.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people who missed out, and that we're in secondary school now, and they're like, I wish I started in primary school, but they just didn't have that opportunity.
They draw huge inspiration from this man, Samuel Coleridge-Taylor, a true pioneer. He fought bias and racism to become one of Britain's most popular classical composers. His talents took him to the US White House, and his music regularly packed the Albert Hall. When he died at just 37 years old in 1912, thousands lined the streets of Croydon, his hometown. It's their own take on his music that the young musicians and their teachers are rehearsing tonight. But achieving this has been tough.
Our funding has been about the same for the last 10 years or so. So we have had pressures, and we have to put up our fees. We can't support as many people from lower income backgrounds as we'd like to, as we used to, and we have to reduce the number of staff on some projects, but we're trying our best to keep everything going. And actually, parents seem happy to pay a little bit more generally, are the ones who can afford it, and we make sure the ones who can't are given discounts. We do all sorts of genres, but here we're doing mainly classical music in the youth orchestra, and it would become more elitist, and it always has been. The independent schools have a lot of students who go to them who have more resources, people who can afford to pay for individual lessons. What we're trying to do is make sure through group lessons, reduced cost lessons, that we're providing access to everybody.
The streets of this London borough are full of music, and the organisation reflects this eclectic mix in what it teaches. Genevieve Namazi started here as a young student learning classical. Now she's a tutor and professional jazz player who's worked with Beverly Knight, Robbie Williams and Anastasia.
At the moment I was growing up, it was all about luck. I think it should be more than luck, it should be an opportunity for absolutely everyone, I think. It's definitely better than it was, but I think there still needs to be much more of a push.
For all his talent, Samuel Coleridge-Taylor died broke and exhausted from overwork. He collapsed here at West Croydon railway station from suspected pneumonia. He was on his way to a concert. He'd signed away the rights to his finest compositions in exchange for much needed cash. That tragedy was the catalyst for the formation of the Performing Rights Society, ensuring that musicians get their fair share. Today in Britain, too many young musicians are still battling for theirs.